There we are.
Live, like always. No, we've been late before.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
Most of the time.
We know at 9, though, we're going to start. Not like that other show. Not like that other show. That other show we have. We go live whenever we damn want.
Which other show?
Pitches.
Oh, pitches.
Pitches will go live at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's a weird, it's a weird scheduled show.
Can't ever predict it. You never know when it'll be a.
Yeah. Hello, everybody. So yeah, I was gonna tell this story, but I figured I'd tell it online. I tell it live. So I got up this morning, had to take care of some business. I've been gone. When I got back, my internet was off, and I knew my internet was off because everything in the house, like the front of the internet, was acting very weird. Everything, and what happened was I'm like my Alexa device wasn't working, which is like that's the one on my desk and the thermostat. The one in my son's room, it was just everything was off, and I'm like, what the hell's going on? And finally, I reset the modems and everything, and I'm like, this is weird. I can't figure it out. Well, I call Comcast because I look at the Comcast outage map, and there's a big blue blob over where I live. I'm like, oh, we're having an outage. So I'm like, well, maybe if I call and find out what time they expect this to be fixed, because Randy may have to do the show tonight. And I call, and the lady tells me, she laughs. It's like that, your service isn't, there's no outage in your area. Your service has been suspended. And I'm like, well, say what? Well, what happened was previously before this, I went into a Best Buy store, and they had a Comcast rep there. And he was like, oh, you're paying way too much. This is that. Here, I'm going to give you a credit. And he gave me a $399 credit to my account. Which, sweet, okay? That's great to take some money off. Well, Comcast decided that guy was not, he wasn't authorized. It's that he wasn't authorized for business accounts, which is what we have. That the credit he gave me was for a home account, not a business account, and you can't transfer the two. They're not looking to try to, give me a business account credit. They were like, no, that doesn't work. So your bill back, even though you paid, it came back and you still owe that amount. And I was like, oh, okay. So I paid it. And then it still wouldn't come back on. So I had to call him. That's the short version of why I'm so frazzled today. That was like the end of a long day. It sucked. I see that Eric is cheating with the red square around his video again. Bring attention to him.
That's why I put him down in the corner.
Yeah.
That's my corner, though, right?
It is your corner. Yeah, you get the fist.
I'm gonna hit the intro, guys. We'll come back, introduce ourselves, and get into it. Here we go.
Hang on.
The following program contains violence, disturbing imagery, nudity, and, oh my God, why are you even watching this? Just run away. This shit is going to give you nightmares. For real. The program is rated TV MA NSFW OMFG GAF TTV BYGAS. Why are you still here? Seriously, don't watch this. We can't warn you strongly enough. Do you need a doctor of some kind? What is the matter with you?
Good Tuesday evening, everyone. It's 9 o'clock, which means it must be time for INDIE VOLT LIVEWIRE. I am your host of INDIE VOLT LIVEWIRE. Yeah, founder of Indie VOLT Media LLC. Been making comics since 2008. Long time, 2008. And
Long time.
long time. I don't know how I've been doing it all these years. I'm a father, a geek, a husband, everything. Reluctant taxpayer, tired actor.
You
all
too
that
can be an
stuff.
everyther.
Right, and everything. And this is Indie VOLT Livewire. I'm actually pretty pumped tonight. I'll tell you why. But I'm joined as always by the beautiful Indie Princess. Hello, ma'am. How are you tonight?
I am working on an Excel project for school, and it's driving me fucking crazy.
It's getting ready to do my pirate voice. It's driving me nuts. Arr.
I don't like this class anymore. I want to quit. But I only got 1 week left, so
You can handle 1 week. You can handle it. You'll be all right. No tiara tonight, man. You're low energy. Come on, pick it up, Indie Princess.
I am low energy. I mean, I got my tiara right here, but my head hurts.
The crown is a bit too tight, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be wearing my crown all weekend, guys.
It should be a Grand Rapids with it. She'll have her crowns.
I will.
Yeah.
And my awesome shoes.
We should have got you a princess dress.
That would have been a little warm at the convention, I think.
Yeah, she's been out here with the big. Is it called a bustle? Is that what it's called?
I don't want that. No, I got my Hail Ho shirt. I got my Indie VOLT shirt, and I got a Liberty shirt. I'm good for this weekend.
What more do you need?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I got shoes to match each outfit.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, see, when she says shoes, she means heels, but that's okay. The rest of us say shoes, you mean new pair of gym shoes, some Nike, some Adidas, some Vans.
No, I got about 6 to 8 inch heels for each outfit.
It's horrible.
Heels for every occasion.
Mm-hmm. Mr. Zimmerman, how are you?
I am tired but alive. Hey, everybody. I'm Randy Zimmerman. I'm a longtime alternative and independent comics producer, creator, publisher. I have done just about everything in this direct market that you can imagine for a very, very long time. So retailed for a while and coordinated conventions for a while. And now I'm working on putting together Arrow Comics again 4.0, where we're offering 4 titles for the direct market every month. So it's a lot of fun already. So can't wait. For more information on that, you can check us out on all the major social medias. We have a link tree. We have a Facebook page. We have Instagram and Twitter. So go over there and take a look at the different products. Really proud of all of them. And can't wait for you to read them. So also available exclusively through through Liberty Entertainment Distributors, ledg.us.
Yes.
Happy to be here.
We'll start with Eric. Eric, go ahead.
What's that? It sounds like you're talking in a tin can from 20 miles away.
Oh, I'm sorry. I said, Eric, we'll start with you at the lower portion of the screen.
How's it going, everybody? Eric Hodson here. Great to be back. I've been absent for quite a while. My house flooded, then I had to go on tour. It's been a crazy busy thing, and I just didn't have time to come on the program without a little bit of dignity. Anyway, so I am Eric Hodson, creator of Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon, and Roddy Piper, the Kilted Avenger. Still get copies of that from Pro Wrestling Tees. We should have the second printing in our hands hopefully within the month. It's coming overseas somewhere, and so we're at the mercy of however long that takes. And happy to be back here on Indie VOLT and ready to give some snarky responses to some cheeky questions.
Absolutely awesome. Travis Gibbs said he got a package from me. Got a package from Randy Zimmerman that and it legit cost the $10 shipping charged by Indiegogo. It changed my whole viewpoint on the Indiegogo $10 shipping trend. And that didn't count all of the bags and boards and the wonderful Gemini mailer. And I did send him a few extra things, though, so I knew it was going to be an expense. But Travis, I'm glad you got it. Hope you enjoy the books. Niobe says, "Hail, hail, Niobe! You can stop yelling at us now." I said, "Hail, hail, 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 hail." Jennifer, hello, Jennifer. Glad you're in the house. Glad you're listening. Brad, Arnie, thanks for listening. So we see the crown, but will we see the coonskin cap? You just did earlier. A few minutes ago. It might be back. We're not sure.
He's feeling a bit bashful tonight, so he keeps ducking in and out.
There it is. There it is.
Yeah, my apologies. I'm working feverishly behind the scenes to make sure the show stays together.
Dorfease says hello. Hello, Dorfease. Thanks for listening or watching us.
We've got two really cool guests for you guys tonight. Introducing first Tanner. Wait, okay, that's it. Introduce yourself.
Hey, my name is Tanner, owner of Noble Comics. This is, I would consider, my second year in the comic book industry. I'm pretty new to all this stuff. Publishing my first book, Cardinal, Colt, and Punishment on Indiegogo. We're going into our last week here. Pretty excited about it all. It's been a pretty awesome process learning the ropes of everything. I'm looking forward to doing more of it.
Cool.
Awesome. And the illustrious Peter Gilmore.
Illustrious?
You're illustrious now, Peter.
Fine Comics. Introduce yourself, sir.
Yeah, Peter Gilmore. I am the artist on a few books. Case of List Umbrella, Rocket Girl and the Mole Men of Mars, Super Dead, Walk the Wizard 1 and 2, and now Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter, which is currently in our 10th day, I think, of funding. Something like that. 10th, 11th. It blurs. It blurs when you don't sleep.
Jennifer says hi, Tanner. Jennifer says hi, Peter.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Still looking?
Yeah, I'm loading up the questions because
kicking Comcast.
Well, not so much Comcast. This is when I don't have the internet, it's hard for my computer to go check certain things. So I was doing what I could with my phone, waiting for the internet to come back. But and it's funny, they always ask me too, "Hey, do you need all that speed you're paying for?" Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Well.
Yeah.
I'm paying for it. Well, that's an awful lot of speed. It sure is. Because I've had slow speeds before. I remember, do you guys remember very early on, we did a test live.
Yeah.
And I was barely getting like a megabyte or 2 meg. I was like getting 2 megabytes.
I was just going to say, I'd get sweet right back on them and say, if only you gave me what I was paying for, maybe I wouldn't need so much.
I need you there.
You'd be surprised how much your provider throttles you when you're not checking up on it with speed test and whatnot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think I may start being a pain in their backside.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
do it. Just threaten to leave.
Yeah. It's like, you know, you guys, I can go to, I can.
Yeah.
I
I always get the, do you really need all this bandwidth question? I get that one. And then they look like through my usage and they're like, oh, yeah. What's all this? What do you do? Well, stream movies and stuff. Plus, these art files aren't small and they've got to get up. I couldn't sit there. Imagine sitting there all day. Just, no. Yeah. It's got to be now. I need it doing now.
I used to have to do that. I know how that goes. Yeah.
They're pretty. Like, I think for me, especially because we do we have to upload the radio, we have to upload Indie VOLT TV, stream, and then of course there's a 10-year-old running around the background who wants to stream movies or play his video games, and it's like, okay, I guess I better make sure that he has enough speed to, because here's the thing, if he's not entertained by that stuff, I have to entertain him.
Yeah.
You're not happening. All right, so I'm uploading the questions now. I've stalled long enough.
All right, Peter, or not Peter, but Pops says, "Hey, Peter."
Hey, Pops.
Hey, Pops, how you doing in Grand Rapids Comic-Con? Says, hi, kids. Hi, Mark. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well.
Mark.
Looking forward to seeing you this weekend.
That's right, we are. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait. It's been a year for me since I've been at a con.
Yeah, over a year for me. Yeah.
You know,
Yep.
I'm also excited to announce. I have an announcement to make. I was an attendee at the last ever Wizard World New Orleans show.
Your voice was shaking there.
You
You were laughing, or were you just reminiscing sadly?
Reminiscing. My Wizard World Comic Con hat. This is gone up in value. I am selling almost all that stock. Why it's up at its highest point it's ever been.
Which I told you, like, what, 5 years ago?
Yeah. But
It's like $2 in the OTC markets. Good luck.
But it was 10 cents.
Tight. $2 are tight.
It was 10 cents when I got it. So it's
instant profit. Ding,
yeah.
ding. Oh. Instant profit.
I'm making that cheddar.
Well, alas, you gentlemen, I will not be with you at Grand Rapids Comic Con this weekend, but I will be there for the November show, and I am very much looking forward to it. This weekend, I'll be at Steel City Con in wonderful Monroeville, Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh, around
yeah,
Pittsburgh.
Just outside of Pittsburgh. It's gonna be fire.
You'll have to give us a full report when you get back.
If I wasn't at this show, I'd probably be riding around with Eric.
Yeah.
But you know, I'm happy to be, and I get to moderate too. This is cool. I gotta actually take the coonskin cap in to get pressed. So that'll be awesome.
Spit shine.
Mm-hmm.
Just run over it with a car.
Yeah.
That's how I got it. So are you guys ready for the first question?
Yes.
Of the night. All right, here we go. I've stalled long enough so I can get them all.
You've stalled long enough?
Stalled long enough. Here we go. All right, so the first question of the night comes from Mason. Okay, yep. And I'm putting it on screen here, Randy.
Yes, all sir. Right. Go ahead.
You read the questions, not me.
Yeah, Mason, thanks for writing in. What exactly is the problem with this fucking industry? Should have been a question mark there, but that's okay. A bunch of pervs pushing their sexual desires on characters. The shit is bad fan fiction. Mason.
Yeah, Mason sounds like a real jarhead.
we have a clip about that. I think Mason's reading too much Marvel and DC.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that.
We have a clip from Daphne, a statement that we can run.
Well, the problem is, Mason, is that these writers are all
pervs.
I mean, they're pervs.
Pushing their sexual desires on characters.
I don't know if they're pervs. I think they are opening the creative envelope, and the problem is that confetti's falling out. And
you sure that's confetti?
Nothing good's coming out of his envelope. It's like, what is this? You know, it's like it's getting really bad. It's getting really bad. I'm in my earlier youth, because I'm still young. In my earlier youth, I was a part of a lot of internet writing troops, and we'd write these stories, and we'd have our characters fight each other. You know, we write, what our characters doing after the fight, before the fight. It's kind of like, and it helped me as a writer get better, and also helped me keep a deadline. I don't know what happened to that, but the interesting thing was, we can push that envelope. We could go further, and I'm happy to see that. But man, there are some changes. I mean, there are some things like, really, is that what we're doing? Is that what we're okay? For one, I know the big news today was that Robin is now come out.
Tim Drake.
Tim Drake has come out. And,
yeah.
it's like, okay, that's fine. That's fine. Tim Drake, they can do that with Tim. That's fine. I would like to point out though that there is that's two Drakes now.
Yeah.
Both companies. It's interesting too.
Bobby and Timmy. Yeah.
It's interesting because I have an uncle who just passed away a few weeks ago, and his name was Bobby Drake. Bobby L. Drake, the same as Iceman. Bobby. And when I was a kid, I used to run up to my Iceman figure, and we talk about Iceman and everything. And I never told him what they'd done recently. I never told him, like, I'm going to keep that to myself. So,
Did Iceman turn gay before he passed?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Which is fine. He wouldn't have cared. He wouldn't have cared about that. But it's like, hey, I want to tell you about Tim Drake. Let me tell you about Tim. But Tim, I liked him. Tim was my favorite Robin.
Now, wasn't Tim's the one that had all of the violent tendencies for such a long time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Wonder if that was his frustration working out.
I don't know. I'm interested to see where this goes. I'm interested to see what they do with it. I'm actually interested. I know people will say you're no. I want to see where this goes. I'm actually
intrigued
because I want to see where it goes. But I mean, as far as sexual desires on characters, I will admit that I do have a Supergirl problem, and I've written several stories with Supergirl analogs. Where horrible fates have met them. So yeah, but I don't release those to the public. That's different. Randy, do you want to push any of your sexual desires on your characters? Any of your nasty desires?
Any of my nasty desires?
Yeah.
No.
Lying. How about you, Eric? You don't have a nasty desire in your body, but have you ever beat up a character that you didn't like?
No, because I don't self-insert. I don't take anything personally in the stories that I'm creating.
Mm-hmm. And, I remember someone telling me that Joe Quesada hates Hawkeye, and he hates Hank Pym, and he will kill those characters off and not write, and he will find a way to write them out of every story or get them killed. And I'm like, no, that's not true. And then I started reading. I'm like, there's a pattern here.
Video had something against Nightwing for a long time, from what I understand. Yeah. Wanted to ace him out. I know there was a list of characters that Mike Carlin, when he was running DC, absolutely hated. So I did a proposal that had a bunch of them in it.
Was the proposal thrown back at you?
No, it wasn't. But I was told by the editor that plopped it on his desk not to show up at the office for a couple of weeks because he'd remember my name. Did it up as a favor to that editor. So,
how about you guys, Tanner, Peter? What do you think about that? Like, is this a problem? Or do we got people pushing sexual desires on characters or no?
I think it's more that you've got a new batch of creators who have a sense of entitlement, like they deserve to write Batman and Spider-Man and all these awesome, well-respected characters. And I think that because of that, they don't really care too much about it when it happens. So they think, I think Bobby Drake should be gay, regardless of what the past shows. But since I want to write it, then that's how it's going to be. Mm-hmm. I kind of think that's the attitude that a lot of them have had. And I think that's kind of a big part of why we've seen a bunch of awesome characters kind of degraded, is because I think that we just got writers who think they deserve to write these characters, but don't really care about them.
Well, see, I think
good point.
I don't so much care that they make a character gay. I don't. I would like to see some new characters be introduced, because there are certain things that don't sometimes follow. Like, so if it's like all of a sudden a Wolverine were to be made into a perfect example, Captain America. What do you mean he's a Nazi?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean he's a Nazi? It's impossible. Right. He can't be. He's Captain America. He's not a Nazi. That does not track with his history. When you do that, you tend to everything before that now was kind of like convoluted. Now, if I were to take that same story and flip it, I mean, it could have been fixed. It could have, and it still can be fixed. We need to, but I don't have a problem with that. I guess my thing is make it so that we got some new, fresh characters coming out that we can all grow around. Because remember, at one point there was no Wolverine. Wolverine had not been created yet. There was no. He had to be created. So create some new characters with these traits that you can actually grow and adapt and develop into characters that we can all fall in love with. Yes, I think that's what you need to do, rather than trying to reinvent.
But if you do create those characters, don't create Safe Space Snowflake, Trailblazer, and Internet Gas Dude.
Everyone
don't do
hated
that.
them.
that sucks.
Everyone hated those characters. I
Yeah,
know people,
everyone across the board. Yeah.
there were people those characters were created to like enjoy, and they were like, "No, this ain't it. I'm okay."
Well,
I don't.
you really have to wonder after a while, because Kevin Smith wrote that up when he passed off the stuff that he did with He-Man. A lot of these companies are enjoying the hate mongering because it brings them attention.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know, and it's so much better and can be so much richer, like what Varian said, to create a character and bring them in that has that trait instead of shoehorning a trait or a gender swap or a sexual preference swap into a character that's already established. Because it's just the reason they're doing this in the first place, I believe, is because they want to be more realistic. They want to be more grounded. And that's not the way to do it. That's just the way to raise resentment. Bring in new characters, bring in interesting characters, make those characters interesting. And then especially I don't know of anybody that I know of in real life whose entire life revolves around their choice of sexual partnership.
Yeah. No.
You know,
Right.
that's not their primary drive in life. Or not their only drive in life. And in the comics, it becomes the big selling. They're the big point of the character, and where every other panel they have to point out, well, you know, I'm gay, and being gay means this, all of that. They're how do I say it politely? There's so much more interesting things to do about the character besides what you're doing in the bedroom.
Well, that
and better motivations, or not better, but different motivations that need to be used in order for you to be realistic.
Do we also need, like in a 20-page book, do we need 10 pages of people talking about that? Can't we see someone punching someone or blowing something up or, you know, doing superhero stuff? That'd be nice.
Yeah, when I see word balloons filled with word salad, I'm just instantly turned off from ever reading what is written there.
I remember
It completely defeats the purpose of comics as a medium where we're trying to show, don't tell as much as possible, and only use the words for what cannot be, what the artist cannot convey visually.
So I remember when I was talking to a creator at con, maybe 13, 14 years ago, and he told me, he says, "Yeah, man, I'm getting really upset." He's a writer. I'm getting upset because they're giving me a lot of black characters to write. And he's a black guy. He said, and some of the white writers are calling me, and they're like, "Hey, would a black guy say this? Would a black guy say that?" And while he can appreciate it, he was like, "Look, I don't speak for the entire black, like I don't speak for all of us. I don't know what every black guy's gonna say. I don't know how every black guy's gonna react. The only thing that I can tell you universally that we have a hive mind on is when scary shit happens, we are not involved. Let's go in the cemetery. Black man says, nah, we're not going in the cemetery. You guys go ahead. I'm going to stay out here. But having said that, I can understand, just because you write something doesn't mean it has to work for the entire group, the entire community you're trying to represent. Because I have friends who are, like whether it's, gay or bi, who don't like the current stuff. They feel like, yeah, this is kind of pandering to me. This isn't even how I feel. This is kind of weird. And so, you're speaking to a market, and I'm sure people appreciate it, but as far as the sexual desires, I don't know if anybody's pushing. I don't know if they're really pushing. I don't know if that's intention. I don't know if there's no intention of turning anybody. I don't think. I hope not.
Well,
there's a part of me that hopes.
You lean back on the old staple writers, and one of them that everybody looks up to is Chris Claremont. And you could have asked Chris Claremont at a convention the sexuality of any of the characters, and he would have been able to tell you, because he had them all figured out in his head. It's just that he did not put all of that down on the paper. He put what was important in order to make the story move forward or for the character to be further developed.
Yeah, a competent writer is going to make you ask questions about a character, lead you through the story, and you'll be wondering, is this person this way, or is this happening this way? Are these two involved? you should be leading things in that way as a competent writer, not spilling the porridge all at once and then you keep reading, because that's lazy hack writing, honestly.
Yeah.
And a lot of this we see in other areas of culture too, where it's basically a postmodern deconstructionism that's going on with a lot of things, and this spreads throughout not just pop culture but everywhere, where whatever was considered normal needs to be destroyed and rebuilt. And this is classical Marxism, to try to destroy something and rebuild it in your own image, the image of the rebuilders. And so that's why we're seeing a lot of self-inserts with certain writers. Is this part of their deconstructing what they see as threatening them because it was established a certain way, and they're going to rebuild it in their image so it's no longer threatening to them?
I do. By the way, I want to put this out there. IDW, I got a TMNT story in me. You need to holler at me. You think today's news made headlines? I got a TMNT story. You just holler at your boy.
Can you write a better R-pill, O'Neill?
R-pill.
Yeah, R-pill O'Neill.
Yeah.
I saw that. I saw that. That's hilarious.
Leather Antos strikes again.
Guys, our next question comes from...
I can't critique anybody who has a misspelling on a cover though, because I've done it. It's just it's never funny and it's never intentional, but it does happen. Before you go on to another question, I just want to point out that pandering is just another form of stereotyping. It's a cheap, easy way for the writer to get the job done when they need to be competent and a writer. And 10 years, 20 years from now, you'll be able to look back at this material, this era of like Eric says, postmodern deconstructionism, and point and laugh, because it's going to come across as so badly done, so flimsy and just embarrassing when it's all said and done. Not everybody's like that. There are still good writers out there, but they are very few and far between. And you really, this whole era of badly done, everybody sitting around talking comics is it's a phase that's going to pass, because folks are going to realize they're either going to go out and try to make money, and you do that with a visual medium by being visual, as far as comics go, or you go extinct. So if you want to make money, you're going to have to pick it up, and you're going to have to be a little bit more action oriented and a little bit more fun, a lot more entertaining than what they're doing now on a lot of these books.
Yeah. I think, and we talked about this before, but it's like, I'd rather see new characters be created who have the differences and the diversity that people are claiming they're creating. I don't want to see a new Deadpool. I want to see a character that's just as cool as Deadpool created and with those diverse elements thrown in. That'd be cool. But when you take Wolverine out that costume and put someone else in, well, that's not Wolverine. That's not, it bothers me. Next question though is from where is the other? Okay, it's from Papa Cap.
Papa Cap.
Yep.
Should I do it in Cap's voice? Papa's voice?
Yeah, you can do it.
I swear to God, you indie guys need to learn how to do an interview. Either you're obnoxious or super boring.
I resent that. I resemble that remark.
Is that your Pops Van Zandt voice?
No, it's not.
Pops, that sounds like you. But this isn't Pops. This is someone named Papa Cap, which
Papa
almost
Cap.
is Pops. I think that's copyright infringement. You might want to check this Papa Cap guy. I'll give you.
I think he's got POPS trademark. Not Papa Cap.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
You either need to learn how to do an interview. Either you're obnoxious or super boring.
You're obnoxious or super? Are we obnoxious?
We can be. We can be. We can be very cool.
I'm neither of those things. I'm a witty, charming, elegant, verbose gentleman.
It's best when you're verbose.
Yeah, I get really verbose after like half a bottle of gin. or whiskey.
How can I help that how can I help it that I am, listen, blame my mother. She's the one who birthed greatness. Okay. And the fact that I am burdened with this glorious purpose is it's not my fault.
Pop says he's obnoxious and boring.
Yeah.
Double whammy.
Yeah.
There you go.
Raging says, not my interviews. Insert Raging promo. LOL. Yeah, I get I think that I don't know. I mean, guys, it is hard to, I mean, because some of us we never had to do it. Some of the comic creators they were introverts. They're in their house, they work on their books, they're drawing at the tables, they're isolated. You know, when I'm in that comic book creating mode, my wife does not really see me. She's like, oh, he's here somewhere, but he's not here. I mean, you know, I'm here, but I'm not.
I'm not sure if Papa is talking about the interviewer or the interviewee. I think he's talking about the people doing the interview. How do you do an interview?
I mean, Papa, come on. If you actually asked a good question, we might be able to give you more. Yeah.
And it's funny that, you know, Papa Cap's like Mason. You sit there and you go, what the hell are you listening to? what the heck are you reading, Mason?
He's always listening to
somebody's out there throwing their sexual perversions around all the time. And Papa, what are you listening to that you're either hating or going to sleep on?
Terry, did you pull any questions from the spam folder tonight?
Yeah, I went straight to the spam. No, I didn't.
You must have.
Yeah, no, I went straight to the 2 top questions, and I was like, okay, I'll take these.
Here we go.
I don't know if I mean, okay, yeah, we've done some interviews, I will admit, that have been boring. I'll admit. And we're like, oh my God, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah.
Talking to some people can be like pulling teeth. It can be a nightmare, just trying to get anything out of them.
I mean, because we have had some interviews come on like this. They come with the NPR voice like,
hello, my name is Milton Bradley. And I drew my comic Popsicle Stick Man, and I use a number 2 pencil. I don't use a regular pencil.
And you're like, oh my God, I'm going to sleep.
We can't expect comic book creators to be like wrestlers and be good at every job in the entertainment business.
Yeah.
But, you know, as an interviewer, though, we've got to try to look for those. Like, when we first started out with this thing, we were really bad about the pregnant pauses, the dead air. But I think we've gotten really good about that. Like, somebody will jump in with something and, you know, and keep the show from going into snooze mode. But, you know, with like some people like we've had on the show previously, they're just, we're lucky they're on it all at all because they have such stage fright or they have no composure. And you see this at cons too. Like, I'll never forget a show I was at in Kokomo, Indiana. This poor guy across from me, you know, and I had my huge setup, so he wasn't making any money. But at the end of the day, he was like rocking back and forth, just saying, buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. I feel bad for the guy. You know, people were just, you know, people come and flock and look at my awesome wrestling and anime art and blah, 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 blah. And he probably felt a little overshadowed. But again, you've got to have a personality. We need kayfabe in comics.
Yeah.
If you're going to do anything on stream, on the YouTube, you need to be entertaining. You need to be, you need to know, hey, I'm looking at the camera right now. I'm talking to you right there in the chat. Mm-hmm. Why aren't you commenting more? You know, you need to engage because that's how things work psychologically. And if you're scared of your own shadow, don't even bother coming on these shows or being nervous. You know, talk to yourself in the mirror. Get yourself worked up. Figure this stuff out. And Jennifer says introverts struggle. You know, I'm an omnivert. I can go both ways. But I tell you what, after a show, I am so gassed. I don't want to be around anybody. I don't want to talk to anybody. I just need to be a hermit for a little while, and then I can turn it on again. That's kind of how I operate. But, you know, just, work on and train stuff. And, again, the more you do it, the better at it you get.
Yeah,
I gotta keep doing it.
I think like any creator should start a YouTube channel because I started my channel like a year ago, and I'm glad I was saying this on Narwhal stream. I'm glad I did not start it now whenever my book is actually out, because you look at my old very first, maybe 50 videos, and it's like you're talking slow, or you're talking quiet, or I don't have my audio right, or all these problems. And it's like you have to learn how to actually speak and actually hold a conversation across the internet, which is like a very different experience than like being able to read someone's body language right in front of you. So it's definitely something you got to learn. So yeah, and I think it's one of these things for maybe not for the first time, but more prominently, all these creators have to be their own promoters, and they have to do their own marketing, which, they don't have a big brand to carry them or to promote their book for them. So yeah, it's definitely, I think, a change.
And Papa, if the shows that you're listening to come across as obnoxious or boring for you, there are plenty of other shows out there. Just snoop around and see what you can find, because there are obnoxious people that are on YouTube. There are some very obnoxious people that are on YouTube. Anyway, and there's also very super boring. There's very super boring characters out there. And Varian and I looked like we were two guys stuck in different closets when we first started doing this.
There's been a lot of comments in the show.
We've been around for like 2.5, almost 3 years now. So,
Peter, when you started doing this,
takes a while to get this good
persona on YouTube. What were some of the challenges you ran into with your own personality and your own way of doing things in order to do this
on YouTube? To be honest, I kind of got a trial by fire, because I've always like streamed and hung out with Mandy Summers, and that's I sent
her the link, but I don't think she saw it. So,
who I would say is far from obnoxious or boring.
No, she at the moment we're promoting this book, and she's also fulfilling like Pirate Queen and like organizing everything else. Yeah, I just get to sit and draw stuff. She has to do all the hard work, all the stuff that I don't, which is fantastic. Get yourself a Mandy, everybody. It's brilliant. Every artist needs a Mandy.
There we go.
But not mine.
That sounds like a good idea for a T-shirt. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think the hardest thing I found when I first started doing it, especially if there's a larger panel of people, is learning not to step on people, and then also learning, like you're saying, if you've got someone who's particularly quiet or introverted, learning how to get them talking and get them interacting, making them feel comfortable. It's kind of hard when you've only if you send them the link like 10 minutes before, and then you're live, and they're like, oh crap, and they see how many people are watching, and it all goes wrong for them. But yeah, it's doable. It's just a learning curve. I would say the first 6 months I was streaming for, I was probably terrible, and went too far one way and then too far the other way, talking too much, not talking enough. You've got to find the balance. And now I'm talking too much. I've taken over the whole show. Hi, everybody.
No, I will admit though, I mean, it can be hard to get used to, talking on camera. I mean, when I do my drawing streams, it got to the point where I'd have my wife read comments for me, because I was, I couldn't look up and look at them. And if I don't have somebody watching or talking, back and forth, then I can get pretty bored. I start talking about old stories and things that I remember. So it's one-sided conversation that you start to have. So I appreciate people coming in the chat, even saying, a line, it's something, a line or two and then leaving. That's great.
Thanks, Willow, for the nice compliment. She says, I can't recall a moment you folks were obnoxious or boring. Then again, I miss a lot of shows due to it.
I love it.
We'll take it. I'll take that.
See, but that's why I think, like, I struggled doing cons, doing shows. I struggled in the beginning when I was trying to come on, and do this type of thing. One of the things that clicked with me was, again, and I tie this back to wrestling, is having the kayfabe, creating that character. When I'm at a show, my hair is up in a mohawk. That's kind of like a psychological thing for me to know that, hey, I'm in character now. And that's when I step on the gas and I engage with people. I wear loud shirts. This past like 2 weeks ago, I had a very sharply dressed man, compliment my whole look. And he's, oh, I want more of this. This looks great.
Nice.
And it was, I accepted the compliment as a great compliment. And it just kind of tells me that, well, what I'm doing kind of does work, because I had my hair up, had the flashy shirt on, the styly jeans. That's another thing is like in the wrestling business, they wrestlers, when you're out, you wear a suit. You look like, that's why you see athletes. The athletes are always in suits when they're not on the field. They look like professionals. They look like business people. They don't look like they're fans. And that's the thing that I see in comics, where you can set yourself apart from the rest of the pack. Don't look like a mark. Don't look like your fans, and people will take you more seriously. Look at you as a business professional, and it makes things a lot easier. So there's my big piece of advice for anybody getting into this business. You're going to do streaming. Create a character of yourself, a version of yourself that you can step into and step out of. It'll make things a lot easier.
I agree with that. Because I mean, like,
you always dress like a mark.
Yeah. I'm totally a mark. I mean, I wear my own stuff. No, I will agree. Like,
I don't know if you need to take on a separate persona as much as let your personality come through.
Whichever one you're more comfortable with.
You have to learn to be natural on camera, or else you just come across as very fake real quick.
Well, there's a problem, especially in our industry. There's a lot of guys who jump on that persona train because they're failed wrestlers anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm saying that as a failed wrestler, by the way. Okay. TZW, they can tell you stories about me. Thunder Zone Wrestling, I was up there training for a long while. I trained with Zach Gowen. But that's more than some people got. I'm not gonna what you mean.
You can always do what I do and invest in hats.
Yeah, see, look,
there you go.
I do the hat, man. I got that.
It's a fantastic hat too.
That's a nice
fantastic hat. We go a bit Sherlock Holmes.
That is awesome.
There you go.
I'm having some hat envy right now. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, you're right. I mean, but be careful with the persona, because it can go too far, and you can upset somebody. And then, hey, listen, it was a good run. It was a good run not having to answer for your shit for a while at Comic Cons, but now Comic Cons are back. You might run into that guy that you pissed off.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind, folks.
But at shows though, there is a certain level of spectacle. Like Eric says, he gets the mohawk on and gets a crazy shirt on. Folks are attracted to that because they pay to get in to see a show.
Yeah.
So you might as well, I've got a few cartoon shirts or loud Hawaiian shirts you will wear at shows that I wouldn't wear in front of here in my basement.
This is one of the reasons why cosplayers, complete nobodies who can dress up as a character have become so popular at shows, as they are part of the spectacle.
Exactly. Yep. It just wouldn't be the same if you were streaming it, though.
No.
So we have a new sponsor, by the way. And I'm both disheartened and ashamed.
Is that what the one you were telling me about earlier, and you're using the word disheartened?
Yeah.
You embarrassed him off camera.
Yeah. I'm sorry, that was funny. The thing is, yeah, we have a new sponsor, and I was like, I can't run this ad, and then they were like, we'll sponsor you at $100 a week, and I was like, oh,
and you were like, I guess I can run the ad after all.
Yeah. Listen, I'm a whore. So it's like I guess I can run the ad. Something's wrong with me because money, sure.
Are we all done with questions for the night?
Did they
say again?
Did they pay you up front?
Questions?
Yeah, we're done with questions. Yeah, we are.
Okay.
So they found us, guys, which is, I want to remind everybody, they found us. That bothers me because I want to know exactly who they think they're marketing to. Like, do we have this problem in our industry? Is there an issue?
Drum roll. What is the
Dread
sponsor?
to think what this is.
Might
man.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I bet
You're
it's
building this
tampons.
up. This better be good. You're building this up.
yeah.
The tampons? It's tampons, isn't it?
I wish.
Oh, bad for.
So here we go. Yeah, it's loading up. Give me a second.
This is a real commercial from a real sponsor.
Yeah.
Oh,
So everyone keep your mouth shut. Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Okay.
This video is sponsored by Too Hard, the #1 natural erection formula. You can never be too hard.
Made $100. Sweet. All right. No.
I love that.
Wow.
I love that spokesman. It looks like it almost looks like Zen the Galactic Ninja.
Shut up, chat. Shut up, chat. I don't want to hear it.
Wow. Indie Vault brought to you by Boner Pills.
Dragon Ball meters. What the hell? Yeah.
Really want to thank them for coming on and helping Varian with his bandwidth problem. So
We really needed to lift our ratings, and I'm sure there's people in the chat who really have a hard time not participating.
Oh, good God.
Yeah, sometimes you just
It's
gotta.
not like we could get Erector Set as a sponsor, so
Yeah, they gotta understand the competition out here is stiff.
Lord.
this show is getting really flaccid.
Oh my goodness.
Nita wants to know if they can use that on Geekgasm.
Yeah, go ahead. They're paying me. They're paying me for every time I run it. So
We deeply appreciate all of our sponsors here.
yeah, thank you guys. Yeah,
Just like our YouTube subscribers, we're past 1,000 subscribers. We're waiting for official word on monetization so that we can take on super chats. So,
Nice.
Eric, that joke was a downright boner. Yeah.
oh,
Let's look at the campaigns that we have today, since we've already
Who would like to follow the boner?
Look, if you get our book, you don't need any Boner Pills, guys. We got the hot naked vampire chick.
you know what? The links aren't in the private chat. Where are they? Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, if you guys got campaigns or anything you want to link to, throw it in the private chat. I'll pull them up.
yes, please do, guys.
Or you can share your screens too. Yeah,
I can share the screen if you want, or okie dokie. Oh Lord, too many questions on StreamYard. Share screen. Yes. Are you sure you want to share the screen? Yes. Would you like to share screen with this turned on? Yes. Thank you. Now click share. Thank you. Good God. Uh-oh. It's all in English monies. Let me change it. I forgot. Sorry. Let's get it.
Don't dox yourself.
Oh. Yeah. Look, my home address has already been found by all the people that hate me. So don't worry. Don't worry about that.
Are they sending too hard?
I've had much fun with visits from the police and all kinds of stuff. Yeah. Turning up.
Geez.
Apparently I run a brothel. Apparently I've got like 2 fields worth of weed out back, and yeah, none of it was true.
No.
But people want to send people like that round to my house. That's fine.
There's no way you had 2 acres of weed out back, and I know this because if you did, Max DeVille would tell me. And
dude,
Max is gonna send me a really mean message about that.
No, he'd probably, knowing Max, he'd tell you, yes, I would have.
Yeah.
I would have told you. Yeah.
And they literally came out and they checked everywhere. They're checking in tiny little cupboards. It's like, yeah, clearly I've got like, a cartel business going on from the cupboard under the sink. Well done.
So
never mind.
Peter, tell us about Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. Go ahead.
Let's do that. Yeah. So this is kind of a what if. It's what if Jack the Ripper wasn't actually killing innocent prostitutes. What if they were all vampires? And it follows the story of back in the 70s when I was a kid, there was a thing that made like headline news over here, all the newspapers called creature called the Highgate vampire that apparently inhabited Highgate Cemetery in London. That kind of stuck with me. And when I was looking for a book to do with, because I needed a book I could do this black and white style with, something horror. So that kind of stuck with me. And while researching that, I kind of researched Highgate Cemetery itself. And the first person to be buried there was a woman called Elizabeth Jackson, who we see on the left-hand side there. That's Elizabeth Jackson. But then she turns up 50 years later and gets killed by Jack the Ripper. In history, this is all historical. So I put 2 and 2 together, and she died twice. She must have been a vampire. Thus, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter was born. So yeah, we've been rocking along now for 11 days, and we are on $26,640, which is pretty crazy.
Sweet.
It seems to have captured people's imagination. We're doing rather well.
So Jack the Ripper he's actually the good guy.
He's a good guy, yeah. Jack has been pursuing the Highgate vampire for quite a while, and he's cornered him in London. So the Highgate vampires in our world need to rest up after a while, like have a long hibernation of a good bunch of years. So he needs to rest, and Jack needs to get to him before he can rest. Otherwise, once he's back at full powers again, Jack won't stand a chance. Yeah. So he picks his way across London, but the Highgate vampire has created a swathe, there's a word for you, of vampire prostitutes. He's been getting the ladies of the night, because who better to wander about at night in dark alleyways, not really grabbing the attention of the police, than the hose. So that's it. Jack's got to fight his way through all these women one at a time. Each one is one of the Ripper victims, Jack the Ripper victims. And as he goes, he's learning and learning where the next one is and how he can get closer and closer to the Highgate vampire. And obviously, we're going to have a big showdown at the end. But I'm not going to say any more about the showdown.
Could you do me a favor? Is the book finished?
No. This is like, some of these pages like 5 days a page.
I need you to do me a favor.
Page. Yeah.
I need you to have a line in there that says, when Jack the Ripper shows up to face of Dracula, and you say, "Dracula, where the holes at?" He has to say that. My son got a shoe through at his head because he asked where the holes at, and he's actually talking about the water hose. He said, "Where's the holes at?" And I had to save him because
I'm not quite sure that fits with the Victorian London. Really?
Where are the other holes at then?
I mean, and plus you'll have to talk to Mandy about that. She's writing it. So
we'll talk. We'll send her some emails. We'll get this in.
Yeah.
She can't.
So there you.
In the chat, Jake says Mandy must be giddy to do the X-rated sequel, Bumpire.
Every time someone comes up with something like that. Yeah. So yeah, we did actually have 3 covers, but the third cover was a 72-hour only thing, and we sold a lot of those, heck of a lot of those, and didn't really want to take it down because it was still selling. But so you've got the main cover there, which is completely and utterly a tribute to the Bernie Wrightson's Frankenstein Alive, because that book is just the greatest horror comic ever.
There's no plans of putting werewolves in this book, is it?
Maybe in a future book, not in this one though. No.
Werewolves are horrible.
There's
People
a lot.
keep using. Look, I'm like, Blackguard. I don't fuck with werewolves, people. Then you see, that's why the way he jumped up. That's how I feel. No, werewolves are horrible. They're dogs, and they're human. They're upright dogs. They're human, and they don't have a plan. Like vampires, they plan. I can reason with that.
Yeah.
Werewolves, like zombies, most zombies are stupid unless you're in the watching all the time. That sucks. But
no, I did consider doing a werewolf, but round about the time when I was thinking about it, like a million crowdfunded werewolf books came out. And it's like, oh, okay, no, we'll move away from that. And now, of course, because we're doing vampires, there's like 4 other vampire books coming out. So, of course, everyone had the same idea. Never mind, mine's the prettiest. Yeah, this is the cover that we did have. This is the cover that we did have,
That's
but went
sweet.
away.
Yeah.
That one went away. Come on, focus.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's the trouble with Indiegogo is the images, they're so low res. It just does not let you put any like high res stuff up there at all. Damn it, Indiegogo! Oh, and I just made the window go small on my screen. Right.
Now you're shipping this in November 2021.
Shipping this
a couple months.
Yeah, I got work to do. I got a lot.
Oh,
You can see.
Look at the detail on that art. That's
Can you
amazing.
see that city up close? Is that possible?
Right. Let me just briefly stop sharing this, and I will take you. I've got all the photos lined up, all the images lined up, ready for you.
I'm not going to look at that city because I just got to do drawing a city, and I'm happy with it. So excuse me while I turn away.
Right.
If I see that,
allow me to share.
I'm going back to press.
Allow me to share this one, and of course I didn't share the audio. But right. Let's get down to. We want the censored versions because I don't want you getting kicked off the internet.
Yes, please.
Is that it? Okay, I can bring that up.
Right, hang on. Let's have a zoom.
Oh, yeah, that was
good. Beautiful. Look at that.
Whoa, too big. Good God. Stop doing that. God, I hate Windows. Windows can be a pain.
Window pane, get it?
Window pane. Come on, I know you can do it just wide enough for the screen. There we go. There we go.
That's nice.
I think that's okay.
Yeah. Beautiful work. Beautiful work.
Beautiful.
This was a real pain to draw because there's only like 4 photographs that exist from back then that were kind of vaguely the right angle, and I'm trying to keep everything as accurate as possible.
Mm.
I mean, London looks so different now because all these buildings, all these like this cool towers and stuff that are dotted around, all got flattened in World War II by the bombing. So none of that stuff exists anymore. So I kind of had to take existing photos and mentally adjust the angle and figure out what the building would look like from that angle. Yeah.
I did that for my comic. I drew Detroit, and
right.
There's the angle I used does not exist. You could not see the city from that angle. And I've moved a couple buildings, maybe a couple feet this way and a couple feet that way, left or right. Just to make them a bit more interesting. And but I try to keep it reasonable, try to keep it, based in, hey, this is, like if you look at it, you recognize that's Detroit, but something is a little off. And it's because I made some buildings taller because we have compared to other cities, Detroit has a very small downtown.
I mean, London even back then was huge, not as tall, none of the skyscrapers. It had the towers and stuff, but I mean, most of our story doesn't take place in the nice areas.
Now, is that what we're seeing there? Is that a that's not a I want to say medieval. That's not a Victorian pimp, is it?
What, like, this dude on the coach? No,
because I can almost hear him right up, like, you there then? What's going on with my coins?
No, he's shouting something like "Big on harlot."
Yeah,
out of the way, you. Some of I kind of had to research a bunch of the language they used back then. Some amazing words they used to describe prostitutes. I'm not going to repeat them here. But Google Victorian prostitute names. Yeah. So I mean, this is Elizabeth Jackson. This is our and this part of the book is the prologue. So this is like 50 years before the main story kicks in, before she gets vamped. So she's having a bad night. She's not got many customers that night, so she's heading home. She gets splashed, knocked into the gutter. She's not happy. Poor girl. Yeah, and shit is about to go south for her even more. So
this book is in black and white too, complete book.
It is, yeah. Whole book is. We were going to do like splashes of red for blood and stuff, but I kind of changed my mind. It was too easy. It made it too easy, and it was too lazy to just like, all right, the blood's there, just splat some red on it. I'd rather draw it properly.
And this is sorry, Peter. This is a 48-page graphic novel.
This is a 48-page. Yeah, the first one, 48 pages. It's just long enough to tell the story we want to, and to get people, hopefully, get people hooked into the whole idea behind it. See, look, censored. There you go. Aren't I nice? Censoring the naughty bits. Yeah, like I say, this is kind of the book I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do something like this because I'm a huge Bernie Wrightson fan. Not that I'm saying I'm anywhere near the talent that man had, but it's my attempt. It's my rough attempt.
Yeah, no, I think it looks good.
It's fantastic work. Yeah.
And so we've got like the 8 pages of the prologue are all up on the Indiegogo, so people can check it out. They can see the kind of artwork they're going to be getting. And even like the stretch goals and stuff we've got, we're doing trading cards that are kind of, they look like playing cards, and even those they'd like a long time to draw, which is crazy because they shrunk down so much on a trading card that no one's ever going to see half the detail that's there. I know it's there though. Plus, we put the original art up on the Indiegogo to sell, which so far everything I put up gets like snapped up straight away, which is nice.
Yeah,
very nice indeed. So yeah, a lot of research has gone into it. This scene over here on the right in the top. This is something they used to do back in the day. This is called a coroner's jury, where they grab random people off the street and take them actually into the the morgue and show the body, and they'll be like, and just random people who've got no medical experience would say, "Oh, that looks like a murder," and so they'll be like, "Yeah, there you go, murder done."
I say, looks like someone's been murdered.
Yeah. Goodness gracious. What about those marks on the net? Bloody rats, of course. Not vampires, because vampires aren't real. And this is the entrance of Highgate Cemetery as it looked back then. That was insane to draw. You can't really tell on a live stream, but if you go to my Twitter or wherever, you can see the high res images from all this. Check it all out. Even doing stuff like researching this guy, the priest. That's the actual bishop of that area of London at the time.
Jake says Peter has leveled up since Super Dead.
So I'm told. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's more just putting everything I've learned all together into.
That is a great shot with her coming out of the grave.
Yeah.
The hand, the lighting on the hand, and the contortion. Yeah, that's.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you go really close up, there's like all the drips of water on the rocks and stuff. And
I asked Peter, how did you get a picture of my ex-girlfriend? I don't understand how you do that.
The internet, of course. Yeah. That's where everything comes from.
It looks just like her.
Yeah. So those are those are the 8 pages that we've got up on the. You can check them out on the Indiegogo page. But there's a bunch of this. I should have sent you this. This is like our press pack folder. I mean, these are the trading cards that we're doing. So so far we've unlocked 2 of them. So
that's really cool. Yeah.
So everyone gets
nice.
Dragon says Peter's petered up since Super Peter.
So yeah, everyone's getting these in their with their books at the moment.
Dragon says he'll also be seeing himself out. That joke was worth it.
And if I'd shared the audio, I could have shared the trailer with you, but I haven't shared the audio on this. I'm an idiot for that. Clearly. But as you can see, everything's traditional. I do rough pencils digitally, and then print it out, and because you don't want to draw stuff this detailed and then suddenly think, I wish that panel was bigger.
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could nudge that across. So I kind of work it all out first, and all this. Yeah, people can grab the pages are pretty cheap. I think we're doing $200 with both covers, so you get the book with both covers, and you get a page of original artwork, which is that's cheap. Boobs. Hang on, sorry, boobs.
That's okay. They'll never see it.
No, I'll keep it zoomed out. I won't go into close.
Yeah.
We are rated TV, MA, DSLV, HDDP.
Yeah.
And we are presented by Too Hard. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, like I say, you don't need that if you get this.
No softies here.
That was the original art for the cover that we took away from everyone.
That's a great image.
We cruelly took away. This is the cover series. This is one of the best. We were going to get someone else to do them, but
no,
I was a dick and couldn't think of anyone who does horror stuff like this. I really struggled to think who did horror stuff like this. I mean, Kelly Jones, maybe.
Kyle Holtz, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll rephrase that. Someone who does horror at this style that isn't going to charge me insane amounts of money.
There you go. Yeah.
It's like, I know how long this. I mean, I'm sure everyone else knows how long this kind of stuff takes to draw this crazy detailed stuff. So yeah, I wouldn't want to be paying like $4,000 just for a cover from someone.
Yeah, that's it.
And that's,
sweet.
That's the main cover. So that's that. Let me stop that. Do you want me to share it and watch the trailer, or
sure?
Okie dokie.
Do you want me to pull it?
For audio.
Do you want me to pull it up? I got it right here.
Yeah, do it, man.
If you want me to do it.
Yeah, it's probably quicker than me going back through all this and sharing the audio and starting again. Yeah, so that's what we're working with at the moment.
We're gonna run the trailer for Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. Here we go.
Now live. Oh man, let me go though.
Really
Very
sweet.
Nice.
Just amazing stuff.
Yeah, Mandy does good videos.
That looks pretty cool. I like it. Guys, you can check that out over on Indiegogo. That is Jack the Ripper, Vampire Hunter, coming to you in November 2021. You want to get on this book before it becomes a movie, and you can always be one of the guys and say, the book was better.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be that person? The book was better. The book was better.
So long as it's not Netflix that come knocking. It's like, no, I don't want all the characters changing. Thank you.
Yeah. It's Jack the Ripper, but instead it's gonna be female.
Jackie the Ripper.
Jackie the Ripper.
Yeah,
And
there you go.
The prostitutes will be squirrels.
It's squirrels and it's set in a park.
Like squirrels? Yeah, squirrels love nuts. What? Hey, Randy. Are you
Sir.
ready? Are you ready?
Yeah, what?
And you, sir, are you waiting to receive my limp penis? Now, get your hands over there.
I found that. Remember that clip? We all watched together and laughed. It was very funny. I found it.
Yes.
I've downloaded and I've chopped it up now. Are you ready? Listen, when you tell someone that in that accent, it sounds pretty cool. Kind of like Peter. Are you ready?
I think that was Australian.
Yeah. Well, after a while, you guys all sound alike.
So did you guys.
Oh, not nice.
Marian's being accentist.
Yeah. I'm an ist.
You're an ist.
Tanner, what have you brought us?
I have brought you Cardinal, Cult, and Punishment. And I can send you that link there if you want to.
Yep, I'm going to bring it up right now.
Awesome.
It's only got 8 days left.
I know, we're moving into the last week.
8 days left. Now,
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I love the character design because I got a character that's got a white outfit and got a cross on it too. So I thought he was cool. You know, I think they look really cool. I totally like ripped mine off from like a lot of Templars in Assassin's Creed.
I was thinking, yeah, like Assassin's Creed or like Jedi robes. I liked a lot.
Yeah. I didn't want to be too original. Think, that would mean I have to. He used to actually just wear a lot of black, and then I was like, well, that is kind of boring, and you know, because it was also a product of when I created him because you know I created that character back in the early 2000s, so everyone was wearing black, you know, black trench coats, black t-shirts, black leather pants. You know, everyone wanted to be Neo,
right?
And so you know, I had that, and I was like, after a while, after you say, you know, you become a better creator, you're like, yeah, this sucks. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna make him look. Let me give him some personality, and so I worked on the costume. So I love that. Tell us a bit about it.
Yeah, so Cardinal, Cult, and Punishment is my first project. It's an 84-page graphic novel. It has an 8-page short at the end of it, drawn by Narwhal as well. The story revolves around, you have Cardinal, who was a superhero during the 80s, and he retired at the end of the 80s. He kind of gave up, I guess you would say, the superhero profession. And the city he was protecting sort of drifted into ruin, and it basically got taken over by his main nemesis, who's this big crime lord. And now, modern day, this cult, they call themselves the Disciples of the Cross, have sprung up around the city, and they've started murdering everyone who they deem to be unworthy of life, basically, which happens to be a lot of these gang members. And that's resulted in a big ground war between this crime lord and the cult, and there's a lot of casualties being caught in the crossfire. And it gets so bad that some of these people come to Cardinal and they say, you know, you need to do something about it. I know it's been a long time, but you need to come back and put a stop to this. So he is donning the cape once more to try and save his city.
I like his wings.
Yeah, I really like the cape design there. I'm proud of it.
Very cool.
Yeah, I'm always afraid to do wings now. There's a reason for that.
And then I got a few promo pages, and then a little bit lower I have the first 10 sequential pages for anyone who wants to check them out. And then that image above right there was actually the front of the trading card that comes with the the book kit tier.
Nice.
And then on the back you'll have, you know, some character stats and everything like that.
That's cool. I like the little glare off of there. That's it's the Cardinal. Oh shit, run. Oh, violence. We warned you about this though. This guy's getting knifed.
Yeah, it's I'd say pretty graphic. There's quite a bit of violence and there's some gore in there, you know, like fingers getting cut off and stuff like that. I don't think it's overly like grotesque violence, but nothing wrong with that either. It was a lot of fun to make, you know, especially a first book, really learning the ropes, how to do all this stuff, and you know how to letter is one thing. I think it's going to be a really fun project. It's going to be a series of at least 8 books. I'm going to have some kind of supplemental stuff going on with it as well if it gets popular enough. But it's really a story about, I guess you'd say, a hero who's trying to find his place. I know a lot of these stories where you have the guy who comes out of retirement. It's usually because he was the best of the best and they need him to come back and solve some world-ending problem. But in this case, Cardinal was not really the best, and he hasn't really learn from his past days, and we see that when he comes back, he kind of still thinks he's 30 years old back in the 80s, taking on 10 guys at once, and that kind of doesn't work out for him very well. He needs to learn how to kind of adapt to this new world and accept that he's not quite the person that he used to be. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool story, and it's going to be some pretty cool growth for these characters.
You know, I've said this, and I love where you're going with this, because I was upset when I was one of the comics I had, or maybe it was a cartoon, but Batman had retired, and then he has to come out of retirement. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. That's cool. Batman retires, and now he's back. Okay, he's older. He's a little like for even the Dark Knight Rises. He's been Howard Hughesing it up in his house, and then he comes back, and he's like, I'm Batman again. Now he gets the brace and everything. But let me tell you, my suspension of disbelief ended, folks. I'm gonna tell you right now. What you guys listen clearly. When Batman comes back after, I forgot how many years he hadn't been Batman. Was it 5 or 8 years or something like that? They did a time jump. And that son of a bitch, Bruce Wayne, gets in the Batmobile and it starts. I don't start my car for 2 weeks and the battery's dead. But he can go 8 years and it's BS to the highest degree.
Oh, yeah. Can't leave fuel sitting in there that long.
Yeah. Hey, fuel is sitting there. No, it doesn't happen. It does not happen. It does not work that way. And now we got I can't wait till Cardinal goes down to his car and realizes it doesn't start. It needs to be in it. I'll take a special writing credit, by the way. A special.
Hey, yeah. I'll be sure to give you props.
Not right.
Tries to start the car and it doesn't start. He just mutters under his breath. Fucking Batman. Motherfucking Batman.
This looks good. Now, you are stretch goals 3,500. You get die cut sticker set. Free for all backers, 4,000. Fold out poster by Narwhal, free for all backers, 5,000. A Disciple trading card. That looks good. Now, this Disciple guy.
Yeah.
I'll show you what I was talking about. Although I think he's much better designed than my character, and I may steal something. I'm not sure. Here's I may. Let me see here. It did not load up because my I'm full of images, as it says. Hold on, we'll fix that.
Jake says the Batmobile is a nuclear reactor. That's how Tom Drake became bisexual.
I'm going to leave that alone. I'm going to leave it alone, folks. That's, listen.
Thanks for your input, Jake.
Because, okay. Because Robin is fine. But if Tim Drake, listen, I'm telling you right now, let's talk real world here for a second. If Tim Drake comes out and says, hey, guys, this is me now, and that's fine, he can do that. But if he does that, there's going to be speculation. Because someone's going to say, wait a minute, this guy, wasn't he a ward of that weird Bruce Wayne, that rich white guy who was single and can't, and now this boy, and it wasn't Bruce Wayne raised by that John Waters looking butler? Alfred looks like John Waters. He looks like John, or was it John Waters? He looks like John Waters. I don't care what anybody says. And both Alfred and Bruce are going to be brought up on some type of charges because I don't think that Tim's grown yet. They've been brought up on charges, and they're going to take Damien to CPS. It's going to be a whole situation. That's the comic I want to write. I'm going to write that one. I'm going to write. It's going to be a consequences arc. It's going to be great. Let me see here. I'm going to show you my character though that I created.
Dragon also says Varian the Hunter, a reality werewolf hunter.
I would do that. I do that. But see, again, I'm black, and you guys see, I would never
hunts reality more. However, since werewolves avoid him.
Oh, I avoid the werewolves.
It'd be the shortest book ever. It'd be just like one page of fuck that.
Not me. No.
Werewolves? I thought you said warehouse. I gotta go. I can't.
Warehouse hunter.
So there's my character, Tanner Raquel, from my book, The Begotten. She's got the kind of the big red cross and the hood, the guns, and there's a sword as well. Because I just throw everything at the wall. Like, let's see what sticks. He's lucky he didn't have claws like Wolverine. But yeah, so I like the big red cross. I love it. That might need to be a poster.
Yeah, that is going to be a poster. If you get the book set there, it'll come with the trading card and it'll come with a poster for that cover image. So definitely want to check that out.
Colt and Punishment, nice. Now, $35 for the Cardinal book set. This ships January 2022. So it's not that far away actually. People, January is next year. Trust me.
And I set that to January because again, this is my first book. I've never done a fulfillment before, so logistically planning it out, I should be able to get it out before then. But I definitely wanted to give myself a little bit of cushion in case things don't move as quickly as I think they will. So
always smart.
Yeah.
$25 for the basic book. You're shipping worldwide too. So IndieVolt Radio, by the way, IndieVolt Radio guys, I want to thank you. We are at 87,808 listening. 87,808 people listen on IndieVolt Radio. You can download IndieVolt Radio on Google Play, Streamer, Android. Well, I say Google Play, Alexa, all those lovely places you can download.
Sorry, I'm having trouble connecting to the internet. It looks like an issue with the router and Echo device, so try restarting them. Unplug both of them, then plug the router back in. Wait 30 seconds. Once the router is back on and connected to the internet, plug in the Echo device.
Guess Alexa's telling you off today.
Bitch, put my business in the street.
Yeah.
Hey, what is you doing? All right, talk about this. I don't talk back to her that way usually because she will order shit on Amazon on me, and then did you order I'll get to that later. My mailman has suspicions now thanks to my recent ordering of things for our cosplay model. So I'll get to that after we finish up this stuff. But this looks great, and I want to back this. This looks great. That's two good books now. There's a 2-book set, 70, 2 birds, 1 stone. What's that?
Yeah, that 2 birds, 1 stone is 2 of the basic book, so just 2 of the $25 regular book, and then we've got the 2 book sets there below that. Yeah, it's been a pretty awesome experience getting to make it, going through the process of hiring and firing, getting the right talent works right with you. So that's been a lot of fun. I think it's an awesome book. You definitely want to check it out. Lots of action, lots of, brutal violence is in there. I try to keep the dialogue pretty sparse, kind of like we were saying. I don't like a ton of expositional stuff. I try to keep it mostly fast-paced, moving action. And if anything, that beautiful cover, you got to get a hold of that. And that narwhal short story at the end. 84 pages. It's got that noir style, black, white, red coloring. Yeah, you definitely don't want to miss out on it.
You mentioned who's the artist on this cover again?
This is Rob Willis.
Oh, okay. And then you mentioned you had to do some hiring and firing. I love the firing part. I love it. Nothing warms my let's say cockles, but we've had too many jokes on this show already today. Nothing warms my heart more than calling somebody and making them unemployed. Hey, guess what? You can apply for those checks now. You're making it, firing you. I heard you don't like. I'll go for that later too. This looks good. Cardinal, Colt and Punishment over on Indiegogo, folks. Go check it out. You've got 8 days left. 8 days. Count down.
Yeah.
Count down. Go over there right now. Cardinal, book 1, Colt and Punishment graphic novel, 84 pages. It's gonna be a good one.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Now I want to ask you guys. I've asked everybody this. Guys, you're gonna be shipping those books out. How are you shipping them out? You do intend to use Gemini mailers? I mean, Peter gets away with this because Mandy's shipping, but
we always do. It's always Gemini and bubble wrap inside
right.
Gemini.
Sounds good to me. Gemini mailers actually gave us a code to give away to people. Oops, I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. I hit it at the same time you did. Yeah.
For a 10% discount on your Gemini mailers, use the coupon code VOLT10. That's VOLT10, VOLT10. Save 10% off of your Gemini mailers, which always comes in handy. Randy used it. Someone else, a couple of different people used it.
I did. I'm happy I used it. Yeah.
Yeah. They thanked us for the money. They say, Indie Princess Lola, she'll be using it very soon here. Save some money, guys. Save some money, and your customers will thank you because I'm telling you, people actually start to write us, Randy, when they get a package with Gemini mailer.
Yeah,
they're like, this guy didn't send me a Gemini mailer. My book was bent. My book was bent. Needed too hard. It was.
You can't actually get them outside of the US though. So
yeah.
If it was a creator or a book made elsewhere, you won't get a Gemini. Sorry.
We got a Niobe Comics. He orders them from eBay because that's the only way he can get them. Or I think it's cheaper for him to get them that way. He orders them from eBay, so he can't take advantage of the Volt 10 code, but he does get them from eBay because Gemini mailers they're a great tool to use. I've never got a damaged book through a Gemini mailer. I see people use knockoffs, and sometimes those books come with some damage. Yeah.
Best thing about the Gemini is you can fit 12 books in one of those. 12 books.
Yes.
In one Gemini. Fantastic.
Yeah, and I understand now they're making some new products that'll house bigger books, longer books. Indie Vote Radio
Sweet.
question. I'm sorry, go ahead, Randy. I'm sorry.
No, all I said was sweet. Go ahead.
Indie Vote Radio question from Cassius. Cassius says, hello, Indie Vote. I am a long-time listener, first time writing in. I want to know, how come you indie guys don't put out artist editions? I'm talking about full 11x17 hardcovers. I'd gladly pay $100 and $150 for one of those.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
Way ahead of you.
Yeah. Peter's like, I'll do it. You want it? I'll do it. It's not a problem.
Already planning that one. Just got to persuade Mandy that it's a great idea. It is a great idea.
11x17 artist edition.
On Peter's book, I think it would be a phenomenal idea.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
That would.
I took Randy to Second and Charles his first time.
Ooh.
And he walked in and he cursed me. He said, "Why the fuck did you bring me here?" But there was a book, a Ditko. Was it Ditko? Was it?
Yes, it was. It was a Ditko book.
Yeah.
That the artwork had to have been reproduced at actual size. It was in color though.
Yeah.
When you opened up, but it was at least two up of the original size. It was bigger than what we would think an original art book would be today, or that the books that you see from IDW. It was much bigger.
Yeah.
And it was heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
119 bucks, was it?
Yes, it was.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
had all of the early Doctor Strange stories in it.
And we can't
maybe not all of them, but a good portion of the Ditko stuff. Yeah.
We kind of looked at each other like, 119 bucks.
The first thing I said, how much is this?
Yeah.
This book is cool. And it's like, oh man, it's 119 bucks. If it had been 70, 80 bucks, would have been gone. Would have been gone.
Yeah. Under his arm and headed to the cash register.
Yeah.
He did find some figures though. He found some
I did. I found some PVC figures that DC directed, had kicked out of the Justice Society, the third run. I have the first two. I didn't have the third. So those are in a nice long yellow box. Really, really nice figures.
And he now you stopped by there again briefly. Did you think about going in shopping, or did you say, nah? I gotta go.
Well, I looked around a bit. Yeah.
That's great.
Now that I know where it's at, there you go. Let's see him keep me away. I also walked out with a DVD that I had been looking for as well. So in order to complete a set that I had. So
there's a one closer. There's one between us. Not because that one's close to me. There's one between us at the mall.
I don't know. It's closer to your house. So
yeah. So if you come to my house, it's easy to stop there.
Yeah.
Or you coming to the Liberty Warehouse, it's easy to stop.
Swing in, take a look. Yeah. That too.
So yeah, guys, we're working really hard over at Liberty to get everything together. We were shipping books, and I got I'll be getting back in there next week. There it is, Liberty Entertainment Distribution, LEDG.us, helping you get your independent comics in stores all over the country. Great company, because I own it. I know it's a great company. We announced today that I didn't announce it to some of the people, but I didn't announce it. I guess I can do it now.
You haven't made a public announcement on it.
I'll make a public announcement tomorrow, but if you're listening now, you're getting breaking news that Eric Hobson has accepted a position as the COO of Liberty Inherent Distribution Group. So he'll be handling the operations area, and yeah, he's strapped on his whooping belt, and he's gonna people in the shape around there. Get people get the wheels greased.
Now that we have this new sponsor, almost everything you say is going to come out like a double entendre.
I never use a double anything.
He's strapping on. What? No.
Everyone is fired. You may reapply for your job at the back of the line.
Yeah, so we're really excited to do that, and then I'll be announcing also tomorrow that we have someone helping with the corporate deals as well now. So we reach out to those corporate companies who have been carrying the books or will be carrying the books. Means I don't have to be on the phone anymore.
The big thing is that there's really good opportunities for creators and retailers who want to be in the independent market to get books in their stores, to get books into stores. Liberty is at the forefront of this, and we've got a lot of partnerships with local comic shops and with other corporate partners that we're working on that's going to get your books in front of lots of eyeballs. So you want to sign up for Liberty, get your books in the warehouse so we can start getting them into comic book shops and go from there, because there's a lot of doors that are opening, and we're taking the best of the best. So put your game face on.
It's a lot of fun getting these quality comics in. And Eric, I forgot to give you yours today.
Yeah,
it didn't dawn on me until I was like, but I'm certain I'll see you before the week is out. So yeah, I've got some things in mind. Maybe we can connect tomorrow and I can give you the books. But yeah, so that's something else we're doing. We got that going. Liberty, once again, doesn't take fees from any of the publishers. It's no fees, so you don't have to worry about splitting that with us. It's really cool system we got going over there. So if you're listening on Indie Vote Radio and you have a book, or you're watching this and you have a book, contact us 800-525-2091 Indie Vote Liberty Liberty Inherent Distribution Group. Tell them that I sent you. Tell me that I sent you, because I was on the phone. Also, Randy, another question from Indie Vote, and this is a very this is one that you might be answering. And Peter's got a black and white book too, and this one is from Harry's Harise. Harise says, why do people make books in black and white? I feel that those books sometimes will look so much better in color. I sometimes also color them myself with pencils and markers just to make it look better.
I don't believe that for a minute.
I don't know, Harry. Like, I will say this: my aunt used to color my Conan book, my Savage Sword of Conan books. Her and her friends would get a hold of, because they were young. They would get a hold of. She lived with us. They would get a hold of my books. By the way, my father should not have been buying me Savage Sword of Conan books. I was 3 and 4 years old, but my dad was also like, "Here."
You were how young?
Like 3, 4.
And he was buying Savage Sword of Conan.
Yeah.
There you go. Thanks, Dad. What is this? Yeah.
That explains a lot of questions.
Yeah,
this looks like He-Man. That'll do. There you go.
Exactly. That's what it was like. This is He-Man. Okay. You get it. I remember the one story was Conan, and I guess it's like so many different Conan stories. He went into this village. He saved the lady. The lady took him home. She bathed him. She fed him. She did everything goes to him. And then he wakes up one day and she's out somewhere. He goes out looking for one. The bitch is a monster. Turns to a monster, and he has to kill her. And I remember thinking, wow, and I remember having my aunt read it to me because I'm 3. I can't read, but I'm making 3 and 4. I'm like, I can't trust bitches. Can't trust them. But the thing was, but I'm watching this story. I'm reading it, but my aunt would color it. She would color the pages. She's like, oh, and she told me, she says, well, they leave it black and white so you can color it. Now I'm grown. I'm like, you lie. You colored like 5 of my books for no reason. Now you destroyed the value. Because Randy, you love them. They're on newsprint. They're
that was before adult coloring books come out, so they had to color on something.
You can color my books, yeah. I don't. Now I will say it used to be a money thing. It used to be a money thing. It used to be a black and white was cheaper to print.
Oh yeah.
That's not so much the case anymore.
Well, back during the 80s, the independent market just sprung up, and you didn't have print on demand. So the majority of the indie and alternative books come out in black and white. ElfQuest started out in black and white. Cerebus, of course, is in black and white. But after a while, it really became an artistic choice. And that really sprung out of the magazine market. That everything in comics is one link after the next. And when the Comic Code Authority sprung up, the way that a lot of these publishers got around it was by doing magazines instead of comics. So they went on the magazine rack. So you had the Warren magazines come out, the Eerie, Creepy, Vampirella, that kind of thing. And not very often, every once in a while, you'd get a color section in that, in the middle, that usually by the great Richard Corbin. But you learn really quick. Artwork doesn't have to be in color, especially sequential art. If you know what you're doing, sometimes if not, it will look like it's a coloring book and you fill in the spaces. But you have a lot of great folks out there who've mastered gray washes even back then or anymore. You can get so many photographic type effects off of Photoshop that your comic, not putting your comic in color has now become an artistic choice. If you look at Tanner's book, the Cardinal book, he uses spots of red right in key places just to, and Peter also mentioned that they were thinking about using little red splashes here and there. It's an artistic choice now for your print on demand in order to get your point across. But there's so many great gray tones. There's so many folks out there who use intricate line work. And you go back to the old pulp magazines, and the old pulp illustrations used to be in black and white. And if you've never seen the artwork of Virgil Finlay or some of these old pulp artists, you need to look that up, because just some beautiful, beautiful artwork, beautiful line work, stipple work, cross hatching work. That's where a lot of the techniques came out of for the black and white magazines, which graduated into black and white comics in general. But anymore, it's really an artistic choice.
Sorry, I got a message.
I did actually color a page of our book just to see how it looked, and that got deleted and never to be seen again. Screw that. Yeah. It was horrible.
Well, even in cinema now, you have certain movies like Elephant Man is a great example by David Lynch that was made in black and white in order to give you that feel. And it was an artistic choice to do.
I always use the Munsters TV show.
Yeah.
The original pilot for that is on YouTube. You can watch it, and it was color. The pilot, they were going to do it color, but oh my god, it's horrible.
It just doesn't work. Yeah.
No, it just does not work at all. It's wrong on every level.
I see here. I got a message.
It's just that. Plus, I'm a huge fan of like the older Universal horror movies, and I was really into when I was young. The Choose Your Own Adventure books.
Sure.
They would have those awesome kind of black and white illustrations in them. Really fantastic stuff. I kind of learned to draw by copying those. Copying some of those crazy little pictures.
Yeah, the book that we do for the direct market, the Revolt book, I try to put in a variety of different black and white techniques every issue, just to try to keep the variety up and to show some of the power you can get by just doing black and white sequential work. So
I got a message here on my Facebook that says that it's from a young lady. She's embarrassed. She told me to tell Tanner that he looks like Lucas Lee from Scott Pilgrim. That's the Chris Evans character. Not Sugar Chris, but the other Chris. I can kind of see it.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. No one ever says I look like anything except for that time I was on America's Most Wanted. But that was years ago, so it's cool.
That was years ago. Nobody talks about that. Yeah,
no one talks about it.
I just look like a hobo. I just wandered off the street. I wasn't even supposed to be here.
We're gonna pay Peter to. I would like to do a Halloween special where we all come dressed as our favorite comic book people, and I am saying, Peter, Halloween special here on Indie Vote, but I need you to get a beard.
Oh, dude, I've got so many costumes and hats and wigs and beards and all kinds of shit.
I
Yeah.
need you to put a big beard on, and you know who I need you to be. You know, we're not gonna even say the name. He's tired of DC Comics. I need you to be
Could
him.
do.
Yeah, I need.
He's gonna have to talk a little lower though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll practice. I'll
I
practice.
like to talk like this.
Oh, it'll be great. It's gonna be. I'll be Kevin Hart. He's not a. He's a comic. He's not a comic.
You can pull that off too. I can see it. Yeah.
Boom, bam, 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 boom. Tell you something right now. Tell you right now. Yeah, we're the same height, so it works. I'm worried about that, Randy. People think I'm tall. They're gonna see me for the first time at the Comic-Con. They're like, "This is it."
I don't know what to tell you there, but
I haven't. They're gonna look at me with disappointment, like the same way I was at my wedding night. Oh, okay.
Everybody gets preconceived notions when they're just seeing you from the chest up. So
yeah,
for the longest time, I thought Luke Stone was about your height.
Yeah.
I seriously did.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Luke is about Eric's height.
Yep.
Yeah.
And Eric, you're 6'2"?
I'm about 11 feet.
Yeah.
11 feet.
Very tall. Guys, I want to thank you for joining us. We're actually wrapping up kind of early, but before we do that, I do want to remind everyone here to check out the Indie Vote Awards. It's the last night tonight. Is that it, Lola? Tomorrow is the last. Tomorrow at 12 o'clock at night. So that's it for the Indie Vote Awards. That's all she wrote. So if you have a book that you want to get nominated, you're gonna need to get in there and submit your book. There is a small fee. That fee goes to one of our sponsors for the show, which helps with Autism. Autism Speaks. They get that the fee. It's very cheap. It's a bit more because right now it's like I think you're gonna pay like tops. You're gonna pay like cheap as you can pay is like $6. The most you'll pay is $22. That's because it's $1 per category, $2 per category right now.
Oh, she's shaking your finger.
What's Lola? Shaking your finger?
The super late ones, which are now,
okay,
is $5 per book and $5 per category.
Okay, so yeah, it's a little more expensive because these are the late ones. But yeah, if you haven't, get in there. This show is a show that's not a popularity contest. We're not going to look at, this is my buddy's book. It's a juror event. We got a jury.
I can be bought.
Yeah. Some of the jurors can be bought.
Buy me some shoes.
I'm launching an investigation to our jury to find out who's on the take. But yeah, it's gonna be a really good event. We're holding it live at Dave and Buster's here in Michigan. Next year, we're going to a different city. Year after that, a different city. We're gonna move around, and we got a Hall of Fame this year. It's action packed. It's full of people that I like. It's gonna be a good show. I can't wait. I found my suit today. As one I looked at before, I was like, I'm gonna get this one. Then today I found my suit at the mall. It is the most obnoxious. Wow, it's silver, guys. It's silver and it's reflective. And I'm rocking the shit out of it. It's gonna be great. I can't wait. I can't wait.
Let's play in the flagpole.
Yeah. It's got a tie, it's got a bow tie, it's silver. I'm gonna have to find a hat to match it. But I can't find a coonskin cap that's covered in sequins. Not yet. I will.
No.
I'll figure out.
You might have to have that specialty made.
Yeah.
I think you should wear a t-shirt with your new sponsor on the front in huge letters.
Yeah. I can
do it.
They're gonna make us all wear those shirts pretty soon. Hey guys, for another $100, will you wear these? Give me the shirt.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah. It's gonna be great. We'll do that. Guys, thank you for being here. I'm gonna go around and let everyone tell where they can be reached at by our where they can be found it online, your social media, all that good stuff. If you want people to stalk you, Peter, you can tell us your address since it's already out there.
No.
We'll start with Peter. Peter, go ahead, sir.
Right. So obviously back to book. back to the book on Indiegogo, Jack the Ripper Vampire Hunter. We still have in demand as well Walk the Wizard, so you can check that out too. But everything else, head to stuntmancomics.com, which is where you'll find everything that myself, Mandy, Wyatt Holiday are doing. As soon as Jack the Ripper's done, stay tuned because we're going to be doing the second Rocket Girl book as well. More to come this year. I'm a busy man. My fingers are going to be bleeding.
Cool.
And I'm doing it for you.
Very good. Cool. Tanner, your turn, sir.
All right. Cardinal Colton Punishment on Indiegogo. You can find me at The Tettleman on Twitter, Noble Comics on YouTube, or at my website, noblecomicspublishing.com. Sure to check it all out.
We will send them there. Mr. Dreaded Dinosaur.
Hey everyone, you can check out Dreaded Dinosaur Man on Webtoon and Tampus. You can pick up a copy of Ruddy Piper Kilted Avenger off Pro Wrestling Tees website. You can follow me at Dreaded Dinosaur on all the social medias that matter, the Facebook, the Instagram, the Twitter, those types of things. And if you are in the Pittsburgh, Monroeville area in Pennsylvania, you can find me at Steel City Con this weekend. I'll have my giant booth of anime and wrestling up. I'll be doing sketches for folks, taking part in the charity sketch that happens at the show. It's a lot of fun, and hope to see you there.
Very good. I won't be there, but I'll be there in spirit. I will. I promise. It'll be great. Maybe we can do a live stream, a con-to-con live stream. That'd be kind of cool.
That would be fun.
Yeah, we'll see how it works out. Mr. Zimmer. Actually, I'll let Lola go next. Lola, how about you, ma'am?
Guys, I am everywhere. Don't put me on the big screen. I don't like myself on the big screen. If you want to track me down and stalk me, go to Linktree indie_princess. All my links are there. If you missed out on lore on Indiegogo, there is a sign-up page right now on Kickstarter for lore. And there will be new things for the Kickstarter. And if you're in Grand Rapids this weekend, catch me there for Grand Rapids Comic-Con.
That's right. And also, Lola, you'll have help. For the first time ever, the Indie Volt mascot scheduled so far. Who knows? She might not make it. We'll see. Vicky Volt will be in attendance at the con. She's we've never had a live Vicky, but we do now. We have a live Vicky Volt who will make her appearance at the Comic-Con. People feel free to come and take pictures with her. I'm excited about that. She is young lady is who's gonna be Vicky. She's excited too. So if you ever, all you've seen is Vicky, it's a cartoon Vicky right there. That's the Indie Volt mascot. So we got a real one, and she'll be at the show. And she's super excited about being there, and we're excited about having her. Mr. Zim, you go ahead, sir.
So you can find me as Randy Zimmerman over on Facebook. You can find me as Randy Zim over on the Twitter. But more importantly, you can find Arrow Comics 4.0 over on Facebook. We have a link tree as well, a Twitter, Instagram page. There are two Facebook pages, one for Arrow Comics 4.0 and one's for Friends of Arrow Comic 4.0. So go over there and check that out. We have 4 titles that are available through Liberty as soon as I believe they're posted now. And available to the retailers. There is Russ Leach's Only Death Can Save Us, #1, the Indie Volt Revolt book, Luke Stone's Hybrids, Sons of God book, and the book that I do, most of it or most of the work in that book is mine, called HeroBot Zero, which is the adventures of a 3-foot-tall giant robot fighting large monsters and defending a city as long as he can do it on the clock. So go over to Arrow Comics 4.0 and take a look at those. We're really, really proud of that. There's more books coming as well. Another 4 books coming out in September as well. So looking forward to getting that out to people. So plus you'll find Varian and myself again on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. for the Breakfast Buzz here on the Indie Volt Network. Lola will be back for Geekgasm. Nope, not this week, but soon. Normally on Wednesday nights, just not this week because everything's been going on. We're all real busy. And then I will also be along with Varian, Lola, and Vicky at the Grand Rapids Con this weekend, where I'm hoping to be able to broadcast the episode of Sunday Funnies live there at Grand Rapids Con Sunday morning at 9 a.m. So looking forward to that. Might be a little late depending upon when the con opens, but we will hopefully get an episode of Sunday Funnies out to you right from the con. Who knows who's going to be there as a guest, but we're looking forward to doing it.
Yeah, it'll be fun times. Also, remind everybody once again, if you want to send a question in, you can do so. IndieVolt Live at indievolt.com. Please include IndieVolt Live in the subject and keep those emails to 90 words or less so that we can put them on one of those cue cards and make fun of you too. That's what we do. Also, if you want to join in listening to our radio listeners, you can. It's really easy and it's free. Listen online now. You download the IndieVolt radio app at Google Play, or the if you have an Apple iPhone, on the Apple App Store, you can download the Streamer or TuneIn app, as well as that Amazon device I'm not going to mention because she's listening. She is listening to me. Ask her to play IndieVolt Radio for you as well, and she will. Yes, you have to ask her to learn the skill, but she definitely will do it. And if you have a Roku TV, radio isn't your thing, that's no problem. Roku TV, check out our streaming network, IndieVolt TV on Roku. It's free, lots of independent movies, some long form content like this. So when YouTube says, hey, you can't say that on our air, we say that's no problem. We'll take it over to our Roku station where you have no power. And we put it there. A lot of good content, a lot of original content coming very soon there as well. It's got slowed up a bit because of the damn bug, but I think that things are starting to look up. I remember hope. I remember what that felt like. It was nice. It's gone now. Guys, again, thank you for joining us. Thanks for being here with us. I'm going to take us out. Does anyone have anything before we leave?
Well, as you like to say, make sure you leave this industry in better shape than what you found it. Mm-hmm. And buy alternative and indie comics wherever and whenever you can, especially ours.
That's right. And also, before I get out of here, I do this one last thing I want to say. People out there selling convention passes. Be careful. There's people out there selling convention passes to shows, and they're not real. Some of the larger shows, and they're doing it for like cheaper, like maybe $10 or so. Be careful as we start going back to Comic-Cons. I got a message earlier while we were doing a show saying just buy them from the box office or just don't go to the show. These scalpers hanging outside, they're relying on you being scared and not scared, but just wanting to go to a show so bad that you're willing to, give them $30-$40 for a $60 ticket, and then you go up to the front and find your tickets fake. It's been going on in New York Comic-Con and Chicago Comic-Con for so long, C2E2 for so long. People know to watch it there, but they're doing it at some of these smaller shows now. So be very careful with yourself. You don't want to be grift kinged. No. You don't want that happen to you. I'm going to take us out of here, guys. Have yourselves a great week. We'll see you on the other side of it, we think. Maybe.
Good night, everybody.
Take care, everybody. Stay safe. We'll see you.
Once I find out, take us out of here. Once I find the.
Do you want me to do it?
I know where to tell you. That's it. Here we go.
All right.
Yay! Think about what you've accomplished.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
How can you close me up? On what ground? I'm shocked to find that gambling is going on in here. You're winning, sir. Oh, thank you very much. Everybody out at once.